actually.
We'll call this meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Bird,
Here.
Henson.
Here.
Koho Kelly.
Yes.
Mormon,
Here.
Elizabeth,
Here.
Williamson.
Here.
Ingstrom.
Here. Item number 2, approval of agenda.
Any changes, Your Honor?
There are none.
Move to approve.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly.
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Elizabeth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Item 3, presentation of petitions and other communication. A, public hearing for the consideration to amend the City of Boone, Iowa precinct boundaries. Are there any written comments?
no, sir.
Are there any public comments? Seeing none, this public hearing is closed. B, public hearing on a proposed Southwest Boone Housing Urban Renewal Plan for the proposed urban renewal area in the City of Boone, state of Iowa. Are there any written comments?
No, sir.
Are there any public comments? Seeing none, this public hearing is closed. We have resolution 3296 determining the area for an economic development area.
So moved. Second.
Please call the roll.
Koho Kelly,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Elizabeth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Item C, public hearing on the proposal to enter into a development agreement with Hansons and Gardner LLC. Are there any written comments?
no, sir.
Are there any public comments? Seeing none, this public hearing is closed. We have resolution 3297 approving, authorizing the execution of the development agreement.
Move to approve.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Mormon,
Yes.
Elizabeth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly.
Yes.
Item 4, we have public comment for items not on the agenda. Seeing none, move on to item 5, reports of standing committees. Policy and Administration, Williamson.
All right, just a brief reminder, this is the employee relations part of that committee. We are doing an appreciation coffee for all city employees. That'll be December 13th, 9:30 to 10:30. And it is so hopefully, we get a good turnout. It's a come and go, but we hope you can come and stay a while. It's for an hour and we will have tables set up so you can sit down and we will have some festivities.
Thank you. B, Public Safety and Transportation, Elizabeth.
I don't have anything on the agenda other than, because the 27th is so close to the holiday, we will be having our public, safety meeting on the 20th.
Item C, Utility Committee, Angstrom.
We got quite a few things here. I'm gonna hand it over to Bill to give us the rundown on these resolutions.
Just a minute. So I've got a little bit of information here for you, so bear with me, please. Okay, so what we have under utility is 5 contracts. One is for the Hancock Drive Extension Road at Hancock and Snedden Drive. The other 4 are water and or wastewater projects for the improvements at both those plants that we have been working on for actually several weeks. So I'll just give you a few highlights. I will tell you that the utility committee recommended approval of all 5 contracts in an earlier meeting. So the Hancock Drive is about 1,700 feet of roadway. It will include traffic signals and turn lanes on Snedden Drive as well at that intersection for that road that moves forward, that will move forward. That will go up to the Daisy land. And I will add to that Daisy has closed on the property, so they now own all the property out there for this project. That happened last week. So the cost of this approximate cost or estimate is $4,308,000 and some odd dollars. We applied for a RISE grant, which we could only include $3,738,645, and that's because they don't include water storms in those grant applications. We were approved for 80% funding, our percent. We got just over $3.03 million for that road from Rise Grant, which pays, as I said, for 80% of it. I've reviewed the contract as utility committee has with SEH to design and bring this project forward. I'm referring to resolution 3298. And I've given you most of the highlights of that, of this project. The engineering fee is 15% as that normally is what it is at 15 for Rise Grant projects through the DOT,
Mhm.
the engineer.
Move to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Questions before? Okay, please call the roll.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Okay, resolution 3299 is the wastewater project for the aerated digester replacement project. So you have two contracts here for the wastewater. The one we're talking about right now is a project that needs to be done out there. The reason there's a separate contract for this because we're going to apply for CDBG funding. And the requirements of that is it had to be pulled from the other projects because we're asking just funding for this project. So we will, staff is working on what we need to do for that. If you remember, Andrea talked about a few weeks ago, that utility committee was selected to review some, RFPs for that to see who the grant administrator will be. That meeting is going to be the 27th of November at 8:30 in the morning with the utility committee, to review those proposals. So as I said, this is the aerator project, and what this is, the removal of basically per any time, if I get something wrong, please correct me. But it's basically two sludge buildings or tanks that's going to be demoed. And we're going to replace it with one that holds about 1.04 million gallons. This project, the engineering fees are at 12%. So that fee is in the contract. And again, we're applying for the CDBG grant. We'll know as we go forward. So unless there are any other questions, I would ask for a motion to approve resolution number 3299 and the contract with SEH to handle this project.
So moved?
Second.
Questions? All right, please call the roll.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Okay, so the next resolution is 3300, and it is a professional services agreement with SEH for the wastewater system expansion project. So this is all the other projects at wastewater. They did not need to be separated. If you look on the resolution, excuse me, you have the sanitation collection system improvements, which I believe is the lift station and some other work. The biological treatment improvements, biosolids treatment improvements, biosolids dewatering improvements, and the backup power improvements. So this engineer fee for all of these is 1.2 million. That's at 12%. The total estimated cost of these projects at wastewater is 10,266,000. As far as some of the scheduling, tentatively preliminary design May of 25, final design October of 25, bidding period January and February of 2026, construction start April 26, and goal of completion is November of 27 is what I have. So this contract covers several projects at the wastewater. It takes care of everything that needs to be done. Again, as we've talked in here, it's not only for Daisy, right? These are projects that need to be done because some of the things that these projects involve, those parts or things are coming to their end of life. Remember the plants were completed, I think, in late 90s. So a lot of things are coming to end of life here that we're going to have to do. So it's for the whole community. If you remember, not only on this, but the next three contracts, what council directed SEH to do is bring us a 20-year plan, not only for wastewater, but water. So this is looking out 20 years. And these are the projects that are recommended that need to be done so that we can supply this service to our citizens and other businesses as well. I'll answer any questions you have. Otherwise, I would ask for a motion to approve resolution 3300, which is the SEH contract for the remainder of the wastewater projects.
Move to approve.
Second.
Questions? Please call the roll.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
So the next one is resolution 3301, which now these next two are at the water plant. So it's a plant agreement for the rehabilitation of the ground storage reservoir. If you remember, it's been a little over a year ago. This was a project that we were already planning prior to Daisy. And because of some things that we were looking at, it was a recommendation of the engineer at that time that we hold off on it. Now it's coming back up and we need to do it. So this is a project, and this contract is another one of those. We're going to apply for CDBG funding. That's why it's separated from the other water projects that are out there that I'll cover in a minute. So again, this is a rehabilitation of the 2 million gallon ground reservoir. As well, there'll be some modification of outlet piping in our clear well. That's part of the project. Engineering fees at 12%. Total cost of this project is $938,622. We will apply for a CDBG grant application. Send that in for funding for this project, as well as there's some special federal wording in this language that we're required to do to apply for the grant. Those are the highlights. I'll answer any questions you have. Otherwise, I would request approval for resolution 3301 for the contract for SEH for the reservoir project at water treatment facility.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on the ground storage reservoir. Please call the roll.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Okay. The next one is resolution here, 3302. So this is at the water treatment facility, and this is the overall plan. The first one was pulled from it. This is the rest of it. So this involves the Jordan Aquifer wells, which I believe 2 are going to be put in. And following up with that, because of those new wells, the lime softening treatment modifications that need to be done, and the replacement of, I think it's 3 high service pumps. Is that correct, Perry? Okay. So this is phase 1 at the water plant. If you remember, that report had phase 1 and phase 2. So I'm doing phase 1 right now. Phase 2 is included in this, but I'll get to it in a second. So phase 1, the cost for phase 1 is $3,629,250. The engineering fees are 12%. The schedule for that starts in February of 2025 with completion in November of 2028. But I think, Perry, on that, it goes that long. We know Daisy's opening is the first quarter of 28, but these are things that can still be done while they're opening that won't affect anything. Is that correct? Okay. So November 28 for these projects, 1, 2, and 3 for phase 1. Phase 2 of this project is the 1 million gallon elevated storage tank at the Daisy site, so new water tower, as well as an altitude valve that needs to be done on the Green Street that coincides with this. So phase 2 total cost is $3,684,000 at 12% as well. So the total cost of phase 1 and 2 at the water treatment facility is about $7,313,000. The schedule for that, at least right now, is January 27 to November of 29. We'll have enough water. Again, remember, this is 20 years out, so it's not only for Daisy, but it's the whole entire community. So we can start that, but I will tell you that there could be some change on this schedule depending on how we move forward. In conversations with Daisy, they talked about maybe moving that up. Perry's working that out right now on whether or not that can be done or if feasible. So there may be more on this, but that's the tentative schedule. Those are the highlights of phase 1 and 2 at the water treatment facility. I would request approval of resolution 3302 for the contract for SEH.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion, questions? Okay, please call the roll.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes. Oh, yeah, okay. Anything else under utility?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. D, Economic Development Committee, Mormon.
We approved the BETA grant, for High Bridge quilting this week. All the work's done. Building looks fantastic, so if you have a chance, take a look at it. And we will be having another ED meeting on December 2nd at 4:30 at the Livery to consider a downtown upgrade. I have your own.
Thank you. Okay, item 6, department reports, A, building official, Dave.
Thank you. Tonight for your consideration, we bring forth a site plan for Boone County for a new maintenance building located on their site that they use at 22nd Street. If you guys remember, not too awful long ago, we came and you guys approved an alley vacation for Boone County. That was foreshadowing this new site plan for them. They're looking at building a 10,000 square foot maintenance building. This is a direct replacement of an existing building on the northeast corner there that will be torn down. This will be in replacement of it. City engineers looked at this. It does not require a site plan. Planning and zoning looked at it earlier this month and agreed to move forward with this. And tonight we bring it to you folks and request motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Second.
Questions or discussion? Okay, please call the roll.
Koho Kelly,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, City Attorney has no report. C, Director of Public Works, Wayland.
Thank you, Your Honor. Real quick, all the Christmas decorations were put up. We still have a few little things that go up the green space, letting the weather work its way out and little moisture stuff. If you notice around town, there's quite a few that we've noticed that are out hanging. A, it's either a line energy issue with electricity at the pole, or B, it's our GFI ground fault interrupter up there in the air. So we're gonna wait till after the rain. There's no point in resetting them now and raining and coming back. So before the lighted parade and during the next week, we'll go back and reset all those. Crews usually go in at night so that we can reset them and troubleshoot them and do all that stuff.
Good.
You did it. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
It's really nice. And reindeer are going up on the
Oh, yeah, we got
base.
2 family of deer.
The kind we want.
Yeah. They'll, plans are they'll go up by the arborvitaes up there under the flagpoles. Hopefully they remain there.
Okay, D, Library, Jamie. Okay. E, Park Director, Mike.
Just want to remind everybody that the park board meeting was rescheduled from the 11th till tomorrow. So that'll be at 7 o'clock at the park office.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, Recreation Director, Nate. Thank you. G, Engineer, Bill.
Resolution 3303 is engineer's notice of acceptability certificate of substantial completion and final pay request for the wastewater brass pump replacement project. And complete has been recommended by the engineering firm that we pass this resolution. So I'd ask for a motion to pass 3303.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, discussion? All right, please call the roll.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly,
Yes.
Next item is resolution 3304, authorizing the payment of $191,531.40 to Blackhawk Brick Company for work completed on the roofs, both at the wastewater plants and the water treatment facility. The engineer recommend payment of this, and I ask for a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved. Second.
Questions, discussion? Please call the roll.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom.
Yeah.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly.
Yes.
You. Eight, public safety, Chief Adams.
Yes, Your Honor, just a couple things tonight, more than probably any other department has. First off, I want to thank everybody that was able to attend the drive-through chili. I don't want to see any more chili for about a couple of weeks here.
Good chili though.
Did you have
It
to,
was 180 gallons.
did you have to eat the leftovers?
There is no leftover, so
Oh, okay.
that's a good deal. Yep. So my first item for request tonight is our new firefighter, Mike Salati, attends a hybrid paramedic class, which is in South Dakota out of a university up there. And it requires him to go there in December, January, February, and March to do labs. And so I'm requesting out-of-state travel for him to attend those labs.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Williamson.
Yes.
Ingstrom.
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly.
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth.
Yes.
While sometimes this comes with some pains, we've been pretty successful of receiving assistance to firefighters grants. One for a fire truck. This latest one we received for an exhaust system that hooks up to the fire truck, which that should start sometime after the first of the year to get rid of the carcinogens, those kind of things. What I'm requesting tonight is to apply for 2 grants with the assistance to firefighters grant. One being in the CIP, I put a fire truck to replace a 1994 truck that is ailing pretty fast. So I would like to apply for that. And then the second one would be is currently the fire station side of the city hall is not protected by any fire alarm system. And I would like to, that's a part of a grant that we can apply for to mirror the two together. So everything's protected all at once. Need a motion for approval.
Do they have a city of match?
Yes, it has a city of 5% on each of the projects.
What's that total, Andrea?
I'm not sure how much the grants are even.
Well, the first grant, the fire truck, the last proposal was 1.2 million that was in the CIP project. So 5% of that, and then 5% of about 60,000 is what the estimate for the fire alarm system would be.
So moved.
Second.
Discussions, questions? You want us to run the numbers on that? 5%.
Just checking.
Okay. Please call the roll.
Just 5%.
Ingstrom. Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly.
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson.
Yes.
About 60,000 for the new truck, if we were able to get that for the 1.2 million.
And it'll fit.
It'll fit. It'll fit. I promise it'll fit. I promise it'll fit.
And it's coming out to your place.
I mean, what better to have than a fire truck sitting at your house? Right? Next is resolution 3305. As part of Dave's site plan, part of the county getting a new maintenance shed is they purchased 2 properties. They both have great opportunities, great houses on there that we can do a lot of training. Matter of fact, the guys are heading out right now to do some training in them. But I need a resolution as the DNR regulations. I need a resolution from council to approve burning both the 2020, 2115 and 2121 Boone Street properties.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Matter.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly.
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom.
Yes.
Thank you.
Steve, we will. No, we're done. Thank you. Assistant City Administrator, Andrea.
There is 4 financial reports in the consent agenda. I'll just quickly kind of go through them. If you have any questions, you can stop me or give me a call and I can answer those questions on an individual basis. The first one is the certificate for fiscal year 2026. This report goes to the county to tell them how much money we need them to withhold. We are requesting $531,000 in the Southeast Urban Renewal area. This one pays for two different sewer bonds, and then it also covers Alice Place and Boulder Inn. West Central is $176,000. That is also a sewer bond. North Boone Housing, that is Fox Point, that is $40,000. And then South Boone Housing, we claim all 100% of their tax value, where 69.1% goes to the developer and 36.9% goes into our LMI funds for future development or LMI projects. Any questions on that one? The street finance report is for fiscal year 2024. That tells the state how we spent our road use money and how much money we've put into the infrastructure, snow removal, operations, administration, those kinds of things in regards to streets and sidewalks. The fiscal year 2024 annual finance report. That also is a financial report that goes to the state that lets them know where we actually spent our dollars. The report looks very similar to our budget report, but this report is actual versus estimated. Any questions? The last report is the urban renewal report. This is for fiscal year 2024. This is a report that goes to the state that informs them where we are at on what we've spent in our urban renewal areas and then what our balance of our obligations still are in all those areas. Any questions? I went through those pretty quick. That's all I have.
Thank you. Okay, City Administrator. Bill? Thank you.
Resolution 3306, resolution authorizing the execution of an ambulance services agreement between the city of Boone and Boone County Hospital. So over the past several months, the mayor, Fire Chief Adams and myself have been talking with BCH about a new contract. Ours expires the end of December of this year. I believe we have come to an agreement. The things, our goals were obviously with what Justin's department responding to the medical calls. The contract we currently have is 4 years, 5 years old.
This last one's 5 years.
5 years old.
7 total.
7 total, and we hadn't had any increases in that for those 5 years. The medical calls that Justin and his department are responding to are increasing consistently each year. So we changed a few things in there. The current contract called for a payment to the city of per year, which was on a calendar. We're changing that now to a fiscal year, but it was about $68,000. What we went forward with and asked was about each year about $155,720. So, and we obtained that. And my thanks to the hospital. They were very gracious and worked with us very well, and I certainly appreciate that. So the amount that we will receive for fiscal year for a 1.5 year contract at this point is the $155,720. In addition, so those were basically when this contract started, the hospital was, or Justin's department was predicted to respond to 50 calls a year. They have exceeded that tremendously. So we've changed this contract to 100. So now if they go over 100 calls in a year, is it still calendar year? Or are you going to switch it to fiscal?
We'll probably switch that to fiscal.
Fiscal. So it's the same thing. It's just different. So where in the current contract, it was $300 additional per call over 50. We've changed it up to 100, but it's now $500 per call over those 100. So we're recouping in this contract some of our expenses for Justin to run his department. So the first year obviously or the first half of this contract from January 1st, 25 to June 30th, 25 is a separate, that payment will be around $77,860. And then July first, that we start fiscal year 26, then it'll be the 155,720. My thanks to the mayor and Justin. We spent a lot of time on this and we think it's a good contract. Also, so this is a year and a half, and after this contract's up, it just renews after every year, but there is opportunity in there to talk about fees each year after that. Justin, do you have anything to add to what I explained?
No, I'm just like, this year, I think we're probably gonna hit about 50 calls above the 100. So even though this year we're still on that 50, so it'll be 100 calls more than what we're contracting for this year. The contract gets us more in line of what we hope there's more of an average, but unfortunately we keep seeing that number rise. So
Correct.
Any reason that you can explain that?
why the numbers are rising? Calls are up. Transfers are up, so not as many. The hospital does a great job, but they're only, I don't want to say only, they're a critical access hospital, so there's certain things that they can't provide. So they have to transfer people either to Ames, to Boone, those kind of things. And as an example today, we ran 3 third crew calls with our ambulance while they were on transfers, interfacility transfers to different hospitals around the central Iowa area. That just, it leaves that gap of, and there was just a lot of 911 calls today. So, but those calls continue on a rise.
Are we getting older?
So,
Okay. Yeah, I would also like to reiterate that the hospital is great to work with through this process, and it's been a really mutually beneficial partnership. Having the provision in there where we meet, we're able to meet every year if anything needs to be changed, have those open lines of communication. I think that's an unsung thing in this contract that will benefit both of us as we go forward. So thanks to Michaela and her team at the hospital. Thanks to you and Bill for helping get this through very smoothly. It's a very good contract, I feel.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly.
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson, Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Okay, number 7, consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda will be enacted in one motion. There'll be no separate discussion of these items unless a request is made prior to the time council votes on the motion.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Koho Kelly.
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yeah.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Okay, item 8, ordinances, third reading, ordinance 2313 to allow the city of Boone, Iowa to change the deer regulations in the code of ordinances to prohibit feeding deer, chapter 55, amended by adding section 55.30.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yeah.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly,
Yes.
To adopt. Second.
Please call the roll.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yeah.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
B, first reading ordinance 2314 to allow the city of Boone, Iowa to change the boundary for precinct 2 based upon the annexation of property pursuant to Iowa Code section 49.82.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth,
Yes.
C, first reading ordinance 2315, providing that the general property tax is levied and collected each year, et cetera and so forth.
So moved. Second.
Please call the roll.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hulseth,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Okay, number 9, mayor's comments, a lot of stuff going on. We do have our public meeting on Thursday at 7 PM. Councilman Mormon and Councilman Mormon put together a presentation, tweaked it a little bit, but he and I are going to kind of tag team a little bit going through this presentation to keep things interesting and tackle different parts. It's about everything that's going on in the city, all the stuff we've been working on to inform the citizens, So please invite folks to come to that. There will also be a portion at the end where the citizens can inform us of their thoughts of how they'd like us to move forward, any projects they would tackle and things of that nature. So this should be pretty darn comprehensive for everything that's going on. So I appreciate your work putting that together. And I also want to thank the utility committee and staff for working diligently and expeditiously on all of these contracts for the water and wastewater treatment facilities. Did a really great job and I appreciate it. Number 10, council member comments.
Piggybacking on what the mayor said, it'd be nice if all the council members could be there and department heads. There's going to be a lot of questions. And I would rather have the department heads answer for themselves than have us answer for them. So if you guys can be there, that would be great. And I want to remind everybody about the lighted Christmas parade downtown on the 5th. Starts at 5:30. Got some new stuff we're going to be doing. We're going to do an ugly Christmas sweater contest. So if you have an ugly sweater, break it out. And we're going to have a couple other surprises at that evening. So hope you guys can make it.
Other council member comments.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, item number 11, we are moving to a closed session to state the Iowa Code 41.5(1)(I) to discuss the professional competency of an individual whose performance is being considered necessary to prevent needless and irreparable injury to that individual's reputation, and that individual has requested a closed session. Need a motion to go into closed session.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Koho Kelly,
Yeah.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hilsaback,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom.
Yes.